Well, hi, friends. Welcome to Monday Night Craft Night, and welcome to my hot mess of a craft room. I'm Donna with AK Gal Stamps, coming to you from Springfield, Ohio. Let's see. That's a little better. That light sometimes is a little bit too much. So I hope everybody's doing okay tonight. I'm just waiting to see if anybody pops on tonight. It's getting kind of busy because I know some friends choir practice tonight, getting ready for your Christmas programs and all that kind of stuff. But I've been wanting to make this project, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to do this. I did get the folio from Stamps and Lingers, Mary Dethridge. Gosh, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, so it's been a while. Hot minute. But anyway, I thought I would show you how I cut up my 6x6 to make 5 cards. And what I do to kind of make it oomph up a little bit. So hopefully some folks will stop in and we can get started. I'm going to flip the camera. Okay, is that up high enough? Trying to get that just right so we can see. I have this 6x6 piece right here so I can lay my DSP on it. And I did want to show you several things. I'm using the Jolly Holly bundle, which comes with dies and an embossing folder. So I did use this embossing folder to emboss some cardstock, but I also used some gold and embossed some gold paper. What's neat about this folder is that it pops out, but it's connected in little spots, so it's easy to cut it out. So I just kind of cut out all the little pieces that were completely full. So that is what I did. So I just wanted to show you that. And these dies, that's the die that goes in the hybrid embossing folder. I used both these. I used the Joy. I did one leaf. So we will get on with it. So let's see. We'll do our neat little folio. So you're going to need a base that is 8 1/4 by 11. 8 1/4 by 11. It's the exact same measurements all the way around. I mean, you're going to have the same size panel, bottom, top, and then this base right here. So you're going to score on the 8 1/4 at half, 1, then 7 1/4 and 7 3/4, and then you turn it around and you're going to score on the 11.5 inch at 3, 3.5, 8, and 8.5. And I already did my bone folding. Hopefully you could see. So I'm looking at the direction of my paper, not that it'll matter when it turns around, but these complete rectangles are getting cut. And on this direction, you're cutting everything except for there's a 1 square right here. You got to keep that. And you got to keep it on this side too. So if you can see that square maybe. Hi, Carol. Oh, from Canada. Yay. Canada's a very close neighbor to Alaska, where I'm from. So the top piece, you're cutting this whole section out. You could use your paper trimmer. I'm just using scissors. And I don't think I did that very good. I'm going to use my big scissors. My monster scissors, because I think I cut better with this than I do. Okay, so we're going to cut this whole thing, including the score lines, that are going the opposite way. I just want to make sure I'm getting this. Yep. Getting this. That one's done. And we'll cut this one. And my cousins that were in Alberta, they were farmers. So there you go. That's the top. The bottom, you got to leave this one little square. One little square here. So I'm going to cut straight across and then cut this square off. Now when you're making boxes, I usually miter boxes. And I'll show you what I mean when I get this done. So we're going to cut this. I just don't want to, oops, cut the wrong thing, you know? Because this one is the one that you need to keep the one tab. So I'm going to cut this off. Okay, so we got that. And then we're just going to cut, I could have cut this all the way up like that. And that one will go up so that you have these little tabs. They are important, but I am going to miter them a little bit. Just because there's a thickness when you do all your bone folding and all that. So I'm just trying to make that thinner. And I think I am going to do an angle on this as well. I'm not measuring, I'm just winging it. Okay. So what's going to happen is your folio is just going to go together like this. Get it to go in like that and like this. Okay. But I'm going to do something a little different. Oh, I thought I would take this. You could take a screenshot if you wanted to. The bottom is the one with the flaps, but that is your measurements. And that's what it's going to look like when you do all your cutting. And I even mark where tear and tape goes for myself so I wouldn't get confused. I'm going to move that out of the way, get my big shot. You're New Brunswick, so you're on the east side, right? East side? Is that correct? I've always wanted to do an Eastern cruise. So I was looking to see if there was anything current for border dies, and I didn't see any. So I am going to use this. And this was from, it's retired now, Fancy Borders Dies. I think they were an online exclusive, and they were on, and then they were gone. So I am trying to only take a little bit off, just giving a decorative edge on this. So I'm going to put my die in here down towards the bottom. We don't need to take a lot off, and we want it straight. So I'm going to put that like that, and then put this on, and then we will just crank it through for a moment, like that. Noisy. I just want to get a nice little border. Now it won't cut all the way to the very end, so you just use your snips to take care of that right here. Like that. Like that. So you've got that pretty little edge. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So whatever border die, whoops, that you have, got it, that you like, just go ahead and use that. Let's kind of get this straight a little bit. I just want to make sure I don't yeah, I think that's good. And that is how you do that. It is a lot better if you can do things sideways, but this is not going to go sideways. Not at all, because this is big, a large little folio. Okay, so I'm going to put that over by my die, move this out of the way. Now, I took a little bit more off this side than I thought I did, but that's okay. That is okay. Okay, so there you go. Those are trash. So this is the bottom because it has these little flaps. That's the bottom. I'm going to get some tear and tape, and I'm putting it just on the bottom flap. We don't need it all the way up on the side for this. So I'm just putting that on that flap. And just on the edge. I always recommend tear and tape or Tombow that are really strong adhesives. Oops, there we went. They are stronger. You don't want your project to fall apart. And that's kind of why I like Stampin' Up, because their stuff is good quality, I think. Heavier cardstock, heavier weight. Okay, so this could have just a little bit of glue on it. Just these little tabs have just a little bit of glue. A little bit of glue. And then we will bring these up. I'm going to line that up. And line this up. And then I just want to push these flaps down in there with my bone folder. So they're there. So you got that. You know what? And I forgot to look for them. I know I've got some of the little foam things that they have. They're like Velcro. I just don't know where I put them. I would use those for here to close this. That I would do for that. But yeah, a nice little box. So there's that for your gift. Now we are going to cut. So you want a 6x6 piece of DSP. And there it is. I'm using the same DSP as I have for my folio. And here are the directions, measurements, if you wanted to take a screenshot of that. So I am going to cut at 3 right in the middle. So like that. And then I'm cutting this at 2. Well, where's my piece of paper? I want to keep that. It helps keep me straight. I need something to keep me straight. I tell you what. Okay, so this is your 3x2 piece right there. This piece is 3x3. Right. And these are each 1 inch. 1, 1 and 1. Okay, so we got 1, 1 and 1. Okay, and now this was the bottom. So this is 3 inches, and the diagram was 1.5. So 1.5 and 1.5 is 3. So this is the 3-inch side. This will be 2 1/4. So 2 1/4. And then this is cut at 1.5. One and a half and 1.5 go over here like that. And then this is 1, right? These are going to be 1 by 1.5. Like that. And 1 by 1.5. Like that. So is anybody having people over for Thanksgiving? And this one's 3 by 1 3/4. 1 3/4 by 3. There we go. So I'm going to move that out of the way. Okay, so we got that for our 5 cards. We had this for the folio. Now to get all my kits. And I am using, just to make it easier, I am using, this is the Greetings for You Mix and Match. So this has gold foiled front and inside sheets. So I'm going to use that tonight. I'll put that over there. So I die cut everything, and I've got joy. I've got all these little leaves, and these, I thought about using this for the front of the folio, maybe, like that, maybe. That's a thought. Don't know that I'll use all this anyway, but I cut out everything. Better to have extra than have to stop and go back to it. And I embossed. I used Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon, and then I also used a brushed gold that I die cut. I die cut this out and this out of each sheet, but my embossed sheet goes over the top of it. So it works. I need to move that out of the way so I do not get in trouble and mix up patterns. So that's a kind of a time-saving thing, and using up of your stock, because usually with gold or silver paper, whatever, you usually only get 2 sheets. So it's nice when you can multitask, use it for multiple things, because gosh, I mean, it's hidden, right? It is hidden. Hey, Susie Q. Yes, it is a great way to save on your paper. So, and I do that. I try and do that, especially when I'm doing kits and I really have a limited amount of designer series paper. So this is 4 by 5 1/4, and this piece is 3 3/4 by 5, and they are the same through all the cards. They are the same, just different fronts. And I would like to tell you that you could emboss your designer series paper too, something a little different. I think that gold is really sharp. I think that looks sharp, don't you? So, and you can do these any way you want to place them. I wish these were double-sided though, because since they're all the same, I don't know if I want to use those. I may not use them. I think that's a lot. If they were double-sided, I think I would like that a little better, but they aren't. I picked this paper because I like it. I like gold foiled paper. I'm going to keep those over there. So I die cut this, and then I was going to put this on top of it. Okay, just like that. And then of course we have our leaf. We have these leaves. We got the joy. And I was going to put the joy right there. So these are just super easy. I also did not pick out embellishments because there's so much gold going on. I thought that was enough. That's my own personal opinion. Like that. Dry, dry joy, dry. That metallic paper is definitely stiff. And glue and metallic paper do not go well together, as in if you smudge glue on your gold paper, it's going to stay a smudge. I'm not an expert on how to clean that off. And I've got a bunch of dimensionals here. And I do too. And I thought it was really cool that, because it cuts out, 80% of the leaf, but it's connected just in a few spots. So I just really like this suite. I think I bought the suite when I got it. And now I don't have, oh no, this wasn't a suite. This was just a bundle, I think. I don't think this went with paper and embellishments. I'm thinking of the Jolly Delivery that I got the suite on that has all the cute little animals. Okay, so this will go, I'm not good at making things even. Anybody else struggle with that? I really struggle with it. And so we could put some glue and a dimensional on one side. Like that. And like that. So really, maybe if I didn't mess up, you might be able to even get 6 cards from this. Stay there, stay there, stay there. Okay, and then you've got a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 of vanilla. And, oh, they're over here. Here, I'm looking all over for this stuff. I really like these. I mean, it makes it easy and glitzy all at the same time. So I've got 'Tis the Season. It has adhesive on the back that you can peel right off. But I've also used it on the front and used dimensionals and not even peeled it off. Please let it be straight. Please let it be straight. So there's that. And I'm not going to do anything else on the inside. You could very well stamp. The bundle has the leaves and the holly. But I think that looks sharp. I really like these. And I'm making these as a gift. There are several guys at church that have spoke interest in getting some cards from me, so I thought I would just gift these to them. So there's card 1. And card 2. I'm using the 3 by 3 square. See, still die cut. I just die cut whether I was going to use it or not, because I thought, well, I just don't want to waste it. So let's see. And this is not really a traditional color, but it's still, I think, a very classy Christmas card. Like that. Very good. Like I said, they're all the same. The bases are different. Either they're 8.5 by 5.5 or 4 1/4 by 11. But the gold is 4 by 5 1/4, and the embossed layer is 3 3/4 by 5. I wanted to keep it simple and somewhat uniform. This could kind of be an assembly line type process. Doing this. See, look at that. I don't know if that's scratch marks, I think. When I emboss with gold, I try to put a piece of copy paper in between the top plate and the gold so that it doesn't leave a lot of scratch marks on it. So do we want this like this? And then do we want season's greetings down below maybe? I'm not going to take the sticky stuff off. Season's greetings. And then we could put something like that right there. I think that will work. Wouldn't that work? So I'm going to peel these all off. This makes for quick cards. And I didn't even make these ahead of time, but I could have, because I've got a couple men that I was going to gift these to. Got some single friends at church that, you know, they wouldn't appreciate all the foo-foo cards that I have, but they might like these. Like that. And like I said, I didn't use embellishments because I have all this gold going on. I thought it was a lot. I didn't even glue that on. Oh my gosh. Didn't even glue it on. That is funny. No wonder. No wonder. That is just too funny. We'll try it again. So I know Wednesday, I've got the grandkids, getting them early Wednesday because they're out of school. So I get them early Wednesday, and I think I'm going to wrangle them into helping me get my Christmas stuff out. So there's that. And then what are we going to put on the inside? From our house to yours. Oh, there's a different from our house to yours. But I feel like I'm going to have to put something on the inside when I have a really small sentiment on there. I'm still thinking. I am still thinking. Maybe I could do this merry and bright in this circle. See, I didn't even notice all this stuff. Merry and bright. I think I'm going to do that instead. It's white, but that's okay. That is okay. And these are kind of on a very heavy cardstock. Let's see if we can do this kind of straight. And then I'm going to glue one of these on the inside. Like that. See, I didn't even use that. Didn't even use that. See, there you go. So I'm going to have pieces left over. And then we'll see how these all fit. You don't want cards that are really thick. They need to be very thin cards, not with a lot of dimension going on, because they won't fit. Not with those measurements. Okay, so there's card 2. Card 3 has 3 little squares. Okay. Oh, what I was saying about embossing, because I do like embossing, and I see nothing wrong with embossing in using different folders for each one. I've done cards where I've had the designer series paper in what is that? Oh, it's like it peeled back. Oh, and look, I got my fingerprint on there. Okay. I don't even know if ribbon would look good with this. I like teal colors. I like Pretty Peacock and Pool Party and all that. They're really pretty. Let's see. Can we get that straight? They're straight. Now, I know these are straight this way, but could we go this way and not do that? Like that? Or would it look better with the squares going that way? Like that. And then this over here. If you had something narrow, you could do that like that. What do you think? Do you think it should go better like this? Going diagonal? What do you think? Straight or more diamond shape? Square shape, diamond, turn it on a diamond. What do you think? And let me see what kind of words. You like it this way, Carol? I am trying to see what I want to do. Well, I could use the joy. Could do the joy like that. Yes, okay, we can do that. Okay, we will do that. Okay, everything's adhered, right? Let's not do that again. I don't know if any of you guys ever watch Mary Nabe. She's big on one sheet wonders. I just, I don't do them very often. Not very often because I have so many cards. I need to do another shipment to Caring for Kindness. They're a great organization. They, you send your cards with envelopes to them. You got to bundle them by 10 of one particular sentiment, like happy birthday mail, you need 10 cards. They send them to the military, to children's homes. That doesn't have enough glue. Retirement homes, they have lots of different ministries that they use. You just have to mail them your cards, bundled by 10. I have a form because they have a form and they want you to fill that out. So I'm going to put this on here and use this. I'm running out of glue. So there's that. Tomorrow starts a big sale, the Black Friday sale for Stampin' Up. You have, I think, until it ends on the 1st. Let me turn my phone around. So it's 40% off stamping blends, paper trimmer and blades, ink bundles, which is, like the Brights, the Regals, the In Colors. Oops, wrong way. Come on. What did I do? There we go. No, that still didn't do it. Okay, now we can fix it. 15% off select card stocks. 25% off select adhesives. You'll find out tomorrow. 15% off select card stocks. And so also, if anybody's a demonstrator, then you will also get your discount on that too. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm looking at getting another paper trimmer. Why? Because I wear them out. I honestly do. I wear out because you can only get replacement metric clear panels. I wear those out. I think I've gone through 3 so far in my 8 years because I use it a lot. It's my primary paper trimmer. Come on now. That's enough, I think. Like that. Joy. See, that didn't add much dimension at all. So there's that. Maybe we want to put that, or maybe we want to put it right there. I'm going to put some on there. I cut this kind of funky when I cut it out. Like that. So there's that one. This paper is the Regal Distressed Pattern paper. So it has the pretty peacock with leaves. It has white with gold grid, and then it has a cherry cobbler grid paper. And you get 2 of each sheet in your package. I've got a couple packages in here because I like it. But that is the paper that I'm using. So there's that. And joy, I really want a Merry Christmas on this. Merry Christmas, right here. Let's see. Hi, Nina. Yeah, yeah, because Mary Nabe is only not even an hour from me. I'm in Springfield and she's in Columbus, Ohio. And her upline is Sherry Parker, and she's about an hour south of me in Mason. I've done some of her shoebox swaps because I don't have an involved upline. So Sherry's been kind enough to kind of take me under her wing and help. There's that. Ooh, that was too much glue. Trying to wipe it away from the gold because gold does not like liquid glue. Got to move that away. Look at all that. Way too much. I need to get another one because I know this one is just about empty. And my fingers are getting sticky. Oh my goodness. I'll get another one. Here's another one. I do that more when I have more sticky issues when it's, now I just opened you, you're new. When they are old glues. New glues, I don't have that much trouble. I guess I can control them better. There's that. So is anybody going, well, in Canada, Thanksgiving for you guys isn't Thursday, is it? Don't you have a different day for Thanksgiving? I think we go to my mother-in-law's, who I love. I absolutely love my mother-in-law. And I always remind my husband that I loved her first. But she's wonderful. But she's 88 and has quite a bit of health problems, so I'm thankful that my niece lives with her and she does 75% of the cooking, especially for Thanksgiving. She's a nurse, and I'm glad that she's off on Thanksgiving. We were going to have to do some major thinking if she wasn't. I think I've had Thanksgiving at my house maybe once, and that was when I lived in Alaska. Everybody came to our apartment, my husband and mine, and our daughter was maybe a year old. Man, I'm getting set. That's fingerprints from glue getting all over the place. That's why I say gold does not like liquid glue. And this one had this piece. But I have this piece left. So, oh, and this piece. I have multiple pieces left. So I am going to use that like that. I'm going to use that one because I had an extra one. It could have been that I got them messed up. That's highly possible with me. I'm a mistake waiting to happen. Like that. And maybe we'll put this one on a dimensional. Like that. I need to get my wipe out because my fingers are getting way too sticky. Wonder where where Tracy is tonight. I haven't seen her. It was in October? Okay. Yeah, because I thought you had a different day. Do like that. Like that. And I want... What do I want? Maybe Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas. That sounds British. Happy Christmas. I think in the British and big people in the UK do that too. Do I want to do that right here maybe? Move it up a little bit. Like that. And one of those right here. I tell you, this gold, it definitely, I like it. There's that. Still got that extra piece right there. And there's our vanilla. And I'm looking through my words to see what I want. From our house to yours. We'll use that. Oh, I use alcohol wipes, well, for my fingers, but I also use these. I wipe these on the back of my polymer stamps when they're just not wanting to stick in the case. They keep flopping around. I wipe the backs because they just are dirty. And when you wipe them, you'll notice they've got a color all over them. The last ones I think had green, some kind of a green. But those wipes, they do a great job. And they dissipate really fast, the smell of the alcohol. That's why I like using alcohol with water when I'm using watercolor, because I feel like the alcohol evaporates quicker, dries faster. So I usually, in my water painters, I usually put some alcohol and water. There's that. And I didn't overdo that. Yay! So this is going to be card number 4. And I'm still going to have stuff left. Like this. And then we'll have to see how everything fits. There's that. And the last one. So that one's got the 4 rectangles, which I was going to do like that. So take that off. This one doesn't have a hot mess on it yet. My mystery craft box, that's coming up. Registration for that is only till December 1st. And that is $25 in current Stampin' Up! Product. And you'll get 6 card kits. And that's $45 for porch pickup, or $55 if I have to ship it to you. And plus you get lots of pillow gifts. I send you little goodies as well. That, I will be doing the cards for that tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Okay, so we got this. I'm going to put the offset ones on dimensionals. Like, make sure it's straight. And make sure that one's straight. Like that. Scooch that over so it's kind of even, hopefully. Is that even? I think so. I like to watch these British guys travel the U.S. They are a hoot. Absolute hoot. I'm sure Canada probably has sayings. I know Alaska used to call people who were not Alaskans, they'd call them Chichacos. And I always thought that was kind of funny. I need my yucky ones to cut these. Don't want them on my good scissors. But I like how the British people, they will bring up words and they have no idea what it means. I get that because I know I've got some acquaintances from the UK, and it's like I have no idea sometimes what they're saying. I don't think in Canada they said anything strange, or in Alaska. They just had sayings, right? So you and Mary Nabe have the same birthday? Like that. Okay. It's like, that's cool. Let's see, we'll put that like that. I have never taken advantage of any of her in-person stuff that she does. She doesn't do a lot of them, but she does do them. But it's usually with big demonstrators, when they do stuff, it's a little more than I want to spend or can spend at the time. Okay, now do we want to put, is there something short and sweet we can put on here for the front? 'Tis the season. Hey, that would work. 'Tis the season. I think so. I think that will work. Let's see. Like that. And I'm going to put that right there. One of my little ones here. That will work. I am not putting this on dimensionals. I'm just gluing it. Like that or like that. I think like that. Is that straight? I think it is. Oop, that is not straight. It's just kind of sliding like it's a floating piece. There is that. Put that back so I can make sure I didn't mess it up. Okay, we have that. 'Tis the season. I want Merry Christmas. There've got to be more of those. Merry Christmas. It's like I haven't used very many of these. I like them, but I just don't think about it. There is that. And this will go right. That's glue. Got glue on the, let's see. Like that. And one of these. Yeah, I do need to make two of these, don't I? There's that. CFA came from away. Okay. Something that I learned about other countries too. We've got family that live in the Netherlands, and I found out from Jackie. She's the Pampered Stamper. She has citizenship in Canada and the Netherlands, and she has a house in both places. And she was telling us that on one of her lives that I was watching, that the Netherlands is one of those countries that you, just because you're born there, does not mean you're Dutch. You don't get that particular claim to fame. You can't. You're not Dutch just because you're born there. You have to have, like, your parents have to be born there to be Dutch. Not just you, because foreign people can have kids there all the time, but that doesn't mean they're Dutch. So I thought that was pretty interesting. That made sense. Okay, so we got 5 cards. Are we going to be able to fit those in our little box? Where did I put it? Here it is. Are we going to be able to fit these in here? I know 4. I don't know if 5 will fit in here. Well, they will, but what about envelopes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 4 cards. I think 4 cards is what we need to do, not 5. That was my original thing, was 4 cards could fit in here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we'll kind of slide those in. I think they will work that way. And then you put like a little Velcro thing right there, and there you go. It fits. Awesome. And you can put one of these on there. Yeah, I like that. So, I hope you guys like this idea and give it a go. Yeah, and I do bring up the measurements so you can take a screenshot, Anna. But it's in inches if you use centimeters, sorry. But yeah, these, I mean, this paper and the gold, I mean, wow, it makes it super easy. I think these are probably in the winter mini catalog, the September to December. They really make it easy to make cards when you're in a hurry. I got the dies and the embossing folder from the Jolly Holly. So tomorrow starts the Black Friday sale. And it wouldn't surprise me if the paper cutter and the blades do go out of stock. But I'm really interested to see about the cardstock, because I need cardstock and I need adhesive. So, yeah, and I was going to get some extra blades and replace some blender pens. So all that good stuff. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Oh, you watched the Pampered Stamper? Jackie, she's swell. I know she was in the Netherlands when I first saw her. She was speaking English, and I'm like, "Are you Dutch?" And she says, and she said yes. I'm like, "Can you speak Dutch?" And no, she said a whole line of stuff. I'm like, "Okay, I believe you. I believe you. I can't talk Dutch, but I have family over there." So anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. I'll either have a recording on Thanksgiving, probably a recording on Thanksgiving. I'll probably make a recording for that, because I'll be busy with family and all that kind of good stuff. But thanks everybody for stopping by, and I will see y'all later. So yeah, try the one sheet wonder, and like this one made 5 cards for me, and I still have an extra piece. So that worked out great. So I'll see y'all later. Thanks again. Have a great Thanksgiving if you're celebrating. And bye.